come down onto your back. If you're using a bolster, make sure that your lower ribs are resting on the bolster. And you can have your knees bent if you like, or extended out, or bring the soles of the feet together and support your knees with your blocks if you're going to be in Baddha Konasana. And then just slide the buttock flesh down, and then take your hands to the base of your skull and draw the skull up towards the top of your head to bring your chin closer to your chest, and then place your head back down. And roll your shoulders down and back, and turn the palms up. And close your eyes. And take a moment or two to let your breath settle. Perhaps notice the quality of your breath. Is it even? Is it a little ragged? If you sense a little jitteriness or raggedness to the breath, take a deep breath in and out a couple times to slow it down and calm yourself and calm the breath. And just for a moment, scan your body and notice where you might be gripping. So are your feet pressed hard together or pressing into the floor? I have a tendency to always squeeze my face. So I consciously have to let myself relax the face and the scalp. So see if you're gripping anywhere or if you're holding anything tight, and just let it go. And begin to deepen your breath. Take a few long, slow, deep inhalations and long, slow, complete exhalations. And as you continue with these nice full breaths, see if on the exhalation you can make it feel a little bit longer than the inhalation. So we've done this before where we inhale to the count of 4 or 5 and exhale to the count of 5 or 6. So let's just inhale to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And just do that for a few more breaths. It has a very calming effect on the body. And now let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. And if you have your knees out to the sides in Baddha Konasana, you can extend the legs down, or you can keep them just bent if you like, whichever feels best. And then once again, readjust the buttock flesh. Readjust your scalp and your chin. And then reach your arms up and take them behind you And reach through your fingertips, press through the balls of your feet as you gently press your heels into the mat. And then exhale the arms down. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Again, press through the balls of the feet and feel the activation in your legs. And then exhale, bring your arms down. And one more time, reach up, stretch up, press through the entire bottoms of your feet. And then relax the legs a little, take the arms up towards the ceiling and open and close your hands. And make circles with your wrists. And pause and go the other way. And pause. And then take your palms flat up to the ceiling, point the fingers down, and just wave your hands up and down. Bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, and then turn the palms up towards the ceiling. As you reach the arms up, relax your shoulders. It's okay to have a little bend in your elbows also. And then bend the elbows, bring the backs of your hands to your chest and press your hands towards your feet. Bend your elbows in and reach your arms up. And then take your folded hands behind you, press your palms away, and once again, press through the soles of your feet. Release the interlace of your hands, wiggle your fingers, and then hold on to opposite elbows and let your arms rest behind you. Once again, take a moment to scan the body and check again where you might be gripping. Maybe your buttocks are squeezed together, perhaps. You may feel your feet overflexed, or again, the skin on the face. With each exhalation, just let go. And then release your arms, stretch them out behind you, bring your arms up to the ceiling with your palms facing one another, and shrug your shoulders up and off your mat. And then place them down. Reach up and shrug up, and place them down. And one more time, reach the arms up, shrug the shoulders, and then place them down. Refold your arms and take them behind you again. And feel the length in your body. And put a gentle flex in your feet, and then engage your legs. So lift the kneecaps up towards your thighs to engage your quads. And then let them relax. Bring your arms up, let them hover above your ribs. Slide your arms towards the right and take your gaze left. And then take your arms left and gaze right. Reach your arms to the ceiling, reach all the way behind you. Press gently through the balls of your feet again. And then bring your arms down by your sides. And then scrunch and spread your toes, wiggle them. And then point and flex the feet. And make some circles with your ankles. And pause and make circles in the other direction. And then bring your big toes together, point the toes, and just pause for a moment. And then release and windshield wipe your legs. Slide your heels, tap the backs of your legs, and then bend your knees and sit up. And just sit here for a second in Dandasana. And take your legs about hip distance apart and just bring your hands forward. Press into your ankles or shins, lift the chest. And then cross your right foot and cross your left foot to sit in Sukhasana. And then bring your arms forward. And then walk yourself back up. Take your legs out long again. Take them this time maybe a little wider, just maybe about as wide as your mat. And come forward again. And come back up, and then cross your left leg and your right leg, and lean forward. Walk yourself back up. Take your legs out in front of you. Take them about a little wider than hip distance, and then just windshield wipe the legs again. And then slide the heels, tap the backs of your legs. And then if you have a bolster, take it to the top of your mat. And if you're using a pillow or a blanket, bring that so that your head will rest on it. And once you come down onto the mat, once again, adjust your buttock flesh and the cervical spine. So this action of moving the head or moving the scalp up towards the crown of your head lengthens the cervical spine and keeps that natural curve in the cervical spine. Bend your knees and bring your feet flat to the floor. Walk your hands down towards your feet and press the lower back into the mat by doing a pelvic tilt. And then release. Press your feet, press the back into the mat, and release, and press your feet, press your lower back into the mat, and release. And just rock your knees a little bit, side to side, just a couple inches one way to the other. And then come to the center, press your feet, press the lower back into the mat, and then release. Draw your knees into your chest and rock them in and out. And hug the knees in, rock from side to side. And then pause and take the hold of the tops of the knees and let them fall away. And then draw them in close and let the knees fall away. And draw them in, and let your knees fall away. Cross the left ankle over the right, and make small, slow circles around the low back and sacrum. And then pause and hug your thighs in, and just rock a little bit. And then release the legs. Cross the right ankle over the left and make circles in the other direction. And then bring the knees in, rock them in and out. And then keep the ankles crossed and reach your legs halfway up and rock in and out. And rock side to side. And then take them up a little higher and once again, rock the legs in and out. And then keep the thighs in towards the chest and side to side. And then extend the legs. You can uncross the ankles. Press through the balls of your feet and hold on behind your thighs. Bend your thighs in and reach the legs up. Bend your thighs in, reach your legs up, and bend your thighs in, rock them in and out. Bring the soles of your feet together, hold on to your ankles. And then use your elbows on your inner thighs to open up the groin. And then bring your feet to the floor, extend both legs and arms, do a pelvic tilt, and reach and stretch. And then bring your left thigh in close to your chest and rock it in and out. Hold on to the top of the left knee with your right hand and bring your knee over towards your right shoulder. Come back to the middle and then draw your left knee to the left shoulder. And then make some circles with your left hip. And then go the other way. Draw your thigh in and then reach the leg up. And press through the ball of your foot. Good. And press your thigh into your hands, hands into the thigh. Now, just play a little bit with motion, rock the thigh in and out. And if you're flexible, you can extend your leg and stretch the leg a little bit more. Otherwise, just keep it at 90 degrees. And then bend your knee, bring the arch of the left foot to your right knee, and then use your right hand to draw the knee across to the right. Come back to the center, take a block, and just bring the block to the left side of your left hip. And then drop your left knee out to the side and let it rest on the block. Imagine that you're standing in tree pose. And then reach your arms up. Do a little pelvic tilt. Press through the right foot. And then you can bring both arms and leg down. And you can switch the block to the other side since we'll do it on the other side. And then bring your right leg in. And rock the leg in and out. Use your left hand to draw the right knee over towards the left shoulder. And then come back, use your right hand to draw it towards the right shoulder. And then make a few circles with your right hip. And then go the other way. And then draw the knee in and reach your leg up. Again, press your thigh into your hands, hands into your thigh, and press the ball of your foot up towards the ceiling. And then just put a little bend in your knee, rock the leg in and out. And then take the leg as long as you can. Otherwise, keep your leg at 90 degrees if you're not able to stretch more. And then bend your knee, bring the arch of the right foot to the left knee, and use your left hand to draw your knee over to the left side. And then come back to the center and let your right knee drop out to the right side, rest it on the block. Flex your left foot. And then reach your arms up as if you're standing in Vrikshasana, tree pose. And then bring both arms down by your sides, bend your knees, and rock your knees again from side to side. Take the left ankle over the right knee. And roll open your left thigh and hip, and then bring your knees into your chest. And rock your knees in and out. Hug your knees in and draw them slightly over towards the right. For a big stretch in the outer glute. And then lower your right foot and cross your left leg, move it more towards the right. And then bring it up a little higher on your thigh. And then bring your knees into your chest and rock in and then out again. And then bring the right foot to the floor, cross the left leg all the way over. Take your left hand out to a T, right hand to the outside of your left knee, and draw your knees over towards the right. Keep your navel drawn in to support your lower back. And then come back to the center. Take your feet a little wider than hip distance and rock your knees. And then bring them back to hip distance and take your right ankle over the left knee. Roll open your hip and then bring your knees in and rock in and out. Keep the knees hugged in and draw them over towards the left. Bring your left foot to the floor, slide the right leg over a little, and then bring it up a little higher on your thigh, and bring the knees in, and rock. Lower the left foot, cross the right leg all the way over, take your right arm out to a T, and then draw your knees over to the left. Come back up to the middle, uncross the legs. This time take your knees as wide, or your feet as wide as your mat, and rock your knees from side to side. And extend both legs, extend your arms, and reach and stretch, do a pelvic tilt. And then exhale your arms down by your sides, bend your knees. And let's take, if you have a pillow underneath your head, you want to remove that pillow. And then hold on to the edges of your mat. So this is similar to using the belt, but we're going to just do bridge pose. So press your feet into the floor, press your lower arms and your shoulders into the floor, and lift your thighs up. So as you're here, think about your glutes. Are you squeezing your glutes together? If you are, just drop the hips a little bit, let the glutes relax, and now lift the hips up without squeezing the glutes. I mean, you have to squeeze them a little bit, but you don't have to clench them. And then roll down, extend your legs and extend your arms, reach and stretch. And then keep your arms here, bend your knees. And now press your feet into the floor and lift your hips up. So when you press into your feet, you're going to come higher up onto your shoulders. And then release down, bring your knees into your chest and rock them in and out. Bring the feet to the floor. Take your arms up again. Press your feet into the floor and lift your hips up. Come up onto your tiptoes and walk your feet in towards your glutes. And now lower your heels, and you should feel a pretty good stretch in your quads. And then come up onto your toes again, lower down, extend your legs and extend the arms and stretch. And then relax for a moment. Walk your legs to the right corner of your mat. Reach through your left arm and press through your left heel. And then release and move the legs over to the other side. And then stretch through your right heel, reach through the right arm for a nice stretch on the right side. And then come back to the center, lower your arms, bring your feet flat to the floor. And once again, take the legs wide, rock your knees from side to side. And take the legs all the way over to the right. And then come back up to the middle, take them all the way over to the left. And come back to the center, and we'll come and sit up. And just bring your hands to your knees for a moment. Close your eyes. And then open the eyes and reach your arms to your sides. And then walk the fingertips out, wiggle your fingers and stretch your arms. And release. Walk the fingers out. And release. One more time, walk the fingers out, wiggle them. And release. Reach your arms up. Turn the palms and release. Inhale, reach up. Turn the palms and exhale. Inhale, reach up. Turn the palms and exhale. Reach up with your left arm and walk out to the right. And then inhale up, reach up with the right arm, walk out to the left. And come back up, roll your shoulders. And reverse. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale, ha. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Bring your hands to your knees. And let's do a few torso rolls. So lean forward and then back and just roll a little. And then pause and go in the other direction. And then come back to the center. And just bring your hands forward. And you might find that you can walk them a little bit further forward, but just do what you feel is easiest for you, most comfortable. And then come back up and recross your legs. Bring the other leg inside and switch, and then just come forward again. And walk yourself up. Take your left hand to your right knee. Right hand behind you. Draw your navel in and soften the lower back. Relax your shoulders. And then exhale, twist ribs, chest, and shoulders. Come back to the middle. Switch sides. Draw the navel in. Soften your lower back. Relax your shoulders. Twist ribs, chest, and shoulders. Come back to the middle and bring your hands to your knees around your back and lift your chest. Round your back and lift your chest and round your back and lift your chest. And then let's come on to our hands and knees. Let's take the legs out in front first, just tap them. Just want to do a little bit more warming up with the legs. If you're sitting up on something, you can take that away or stay on it. It's up to you. And then just with the legs slightly wider than hip distance, come forward. And then come up, take your hands behind you, bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Take your legs forward with the feet flat on the floor. Bring your arms through. And round your back a little. Let your head drop. Round your back. And then come up and come to Baddha Konasana again. And again, come through, round your back. And then take the hands behind, bring the soles of the feet together. And then take your legs out in front, tap your knees. And now let's come on to hands and knees. And make sure your hands are either underneath your shoulders or slightly in front of your shoulders, but your knees right underneath your hips. And just tap your feet. So let's get some blood flow into the tops of the feet. And then you can pause and then take your right leg out behind you and rock your toes. And press the heel back. Lift your right leg up, cross it over the left, and then lift the thigh up, and then turn your shoulders. Now lift the right leg, sweep it all the way out to the right side, and then reach up with your right arm, and sweep the right arm down underneath the left. Inhale, reach up. Sweep the right arm down and under, and inhale, reach up. Sweep your arm down and under. And then inhale, reach up. Bring the arm and leg back to the table. And then take your left toes out behind you. Rock your toes. Press your heel away. Lift the left leg, cross it over the right. Lift your thigh, and then turn your shoulders. Lift the left leg up, bring it out to the left side, about hip height. And then reach up with the left arm. Sweep it down and under the right. Inhale, reach up. Sweep down and under. Inhale and reach up. Sweep down and under. And then inhale, reach up. Come back to table and round your back. Lift your chest. And round your back. Lift your chest and round your back. And lift your chest. And then take your block. Press your hips back to come into extended child's pose, but rest your forehead on the block. And then slowly roll up to sit on your heels. So Diane and anyone else with knee issues, if this is uncomfortable, you can stand up on your knees. Also put some cushion underneath your knees if that feels better. So if you're on your knees, you'll interlace your hands. Otherwise, the rest of us will hold on to the edge of the mat, roll your shoulders back, and then draw the mat. Pull your hands away from one another. Keep your navel drawn in. And then relax, reach up with your right arm and reach to the left. And lower and reach up with the left arm, reach to the right. And lower, reach up with both arms. Come forward and round your back. And lift your chest. And then take your block the long way. So you're going to lay it flat on the floor and bring it in between your feet. And then take your hands to the insides of your calves, roll them out, and then sit down on the block. Now, again, if you have a knee issue, you could use 2 blocks to just give yourself a little bit of height. And then bring your hands to behind you so that your fingertips are pointing forward. And then just lift your hips up a little bit. And then bring your glutes back down onto the block. You should feel a nice stretch in your quads. And then come back up. Reach up with your left arm and reach to the right. And then reach up with the right arm. And then come back to the center, roll your shoulders. And reverse. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale up. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. And then you can come off of your block. And I think everyone has either a towel or a blanket. So take your blanket or your towel and just roll it into a nice thick roll. And take it and place it perpendicular across your mat. And then come down onto your mat. And then for all of us, for everybody but Charlie, and if Anne's husband is on here too, you can disregard this instruction, but you'll get the idea. So when you come back down, ladies, you want the roll to be just about at the top of your bra strap. And then you can take a block if you need one to put it behind your head or a pillow. And for Charlie and Anne's husband, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. And then just take your arms out to your sides. You can keep your knees bent if that feels better. You can also take your arms to goalpost arms to feel a nice stretch in the pectoralis muscles in the front. And then come back up. And then take your blanket and place it the long way on your mat. And so this is something you can do if you don't have a bolster. You can do this, use this blanket. So you want to be about a fist distance away from your blanket. And then just come down and rest your head on the blanket. And once again, this is just a little bit more gentle than the last one that we did. But you can take your arms up to goalposts. Again, you can have your knees bent if you like. But it gives a nice open feeling in the chest and in the shoulders. This is also nice for anybody who's got a little bit of a curve to their spine. Or just, to help release the lower back muscles. And then come back up and take your blanket, again, or towel, and I have to re-roll my blanket. And then bring it to the top of your mat. So we're going to do downward facing dog using the blanket and putting our heels on the blanket. And so just before we do that though, come to table and just round your back again and lift your chest. And then walk your hands in front of your shoulders and curl your toes and lift up to downward dog. Bring your heels onto your blanket. And then turn your toes in or turn the heels out. And you should feel a nice spreading feeling, an open feeling in the sacral muscles. So right across this part of your lower back, you should feel a nice opening. And then come down to your knees and press back to extended child's pose. And then come up to table. We're going to do it one more time. So walk your hands forward, come up to downward dog. Bring your heels onto the mat or onto your blanket and turn the heels out so that you're a little pigeon-toed. And as you press into your hands, keep your arms and the sides of your waist long. This also helps to take some of the weight off of or take some of the stretch out of the hamstring. And then come up onto your toes and down to your knees and press back again to extended child's pose. And then slowly roll up to come to your heels again. Again, use a block if you want, or at this point, you can even take the blanket and slide it right underneath your hips because it does take pressure off your knee. Bring it underneath your knee even more to help with taking some pressure off. And then reach up to the right and lower and reach to the left and lower. And then take your blocks to the top of your mat. Step the left foot forward. Scoot your right leg back. And lift up your chest as you press into your blocks. Slide your hips back. Bring the blocks with you if you need to. And you can keep the foot flexed or keep the toe down. And then come forward. Press and lift. Slide the hips back again. And then come forward and reach your arms up for Crescent Lunge. Bring your hands to your blocks and step your left foot back. Step the right foot forward. Press into your blocks. Lift up your chest and slide the hips back. And then come forward. Lift up. Slide your hips back. So just as a little teaching point here, if your foot is down, just notice how you feel in the back of your leg. Now, take the heel up and feel the difference. So you're going to feel a bigger stretch in your hamstring and probably in the calf and behind your knee. So a flexible person, this is really good for. Anybody with a hamstring, tight hamstrings, you might want to just keep the foot down. And then come forward and then reach your arms up for Crescent Lunge. Come back to your blocks. Step your right foot back and then walk your knees in slightly to your blocks. Press back and let your forearms rest on the block with your wrists dangling off. And just pause here for a moment. And then come up. You may have to adjust your block. But slide your hips forward and lift your chest. And then press back. Inhale and come forward. Lower the hips. Lift your chest. And then press back again. One more time. Come forward. Turn your inner elbows forward. So rotate them forward. Lower your hips, press into the blocks, lift up your chest and draw your shoulders away from your ears. And then come back to table around your back and lift your chest. And then step your feet forward to come up to standing for Uttanasana. And bend and straighten your knees. And then bend your knees a lot, bring your ribs to your thighs, bring your hands down, slowly begin to straighten. And then bend your knees, roll your shoulders, inhale up and exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, exhale back. Inhale your shoulders up, exhale ha, inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale ha. take your blanket or your towel, then your roll again. And just bring it to the to your mat. No, you can't see. So let me just adjust just so that it's parallel to the edge of your mat. And then we're going to just step the feet onto the blanket. So it's basically the balls of your feet are on the blanket. So you should feel this in your calves. And then you can step off and just set this aside. And then come to the center of your mat. Bring your feet together and let's stretch the quads. So take your right foot up and stretch. And you can, if you have your balance, you can take both hands behind, one hand to the big toe mound, the other to the little toe mound. And try and keep your knees together. If the balance is off today, you can use a wall or a piece of furniture. And then release. And then let's do the other side. And release. And then bring your hands to your hips. Press into the big toe and big toe mound on the left foot. Take your right foot either to your ankle, your calf, or all the way up into your thigh. Keep lifted out of the standing hip. And then bring your hands to your heart and reach up. And then lower your arms and lower your leg. Bring your hands to your hips again. Find your focal point, fix your gaze. Press into the big toe and big toe mound on your right foot. And bring your left foot to your comfortable tree position. And then reach your arms up when you're ready. And then lower your arms and lower your leg and pause for a moment. And then come to either bring your hand to a piece of furniture or to the wall. Just we're going to do dancer. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to reach around for the inside arch of my foot. If you can hold the outside arch also. But inside arch if you want. You're going to walk your hand up the wall or just slide it forward. And then as you hinge forward, press your foot into your hand into your foot. And you can stay here. Or you can take the top arm up and hinge forward and press the foot into your hand. And then come all the way up and release. And then on the other side, again, you can reach for the outside edge of your foot or the inside edge. Hinge forward and just come forward. And then come back up. And then reach your arm up. If you can, stay on the wall if you want, or on a chair. And then lift. Oops, and then come down. Good, good. All right, and then there was one other thing I wanted to do, but I don't remember what it was, so, oh well. Let's Let's take the feet wide. Maybe I'll remember in a minute. Take your feet wide and turn your left toes out and turn your right toes in. Reach your arms up. Reach back with the back arm. Extend your left knee over your left ankle and look out over your left fingertips. Bring your back hand to your hip, glide forward, bring your forearm to your thigh. Roll your shoulder back, reach up, and bring your arm next to your ear. Sweep the top arm down, around, come back to warrior two. And then reach back with the back arm, straighten your front leg, bring your hands to your hips, and turn your feet. Turn your right toes out and the left toes in. Soften your knee. Whoop, didn't do that on the outside. Straighten your leg, turn the thigh, straighten the leg. Lift up your knees, reach your arms up. Reach back with the left arm, extend the right knee over your right ankle. Look out over your right fingertips. Bring your back hand to your hip, glide forward, bring your forearm to your thigh. Roll your left shoulder back, reach up, bring it next to your ear. And then sweep the arm down and around, come back up to warrior two. Reach back with the back arm, straighten your right leg, bring your hands to your hips and turn your feet. Inhale up with a slight back bend, and then exhale, hinge forward. Bring your hands to a block. Again, use the block at the height that works best for you. Bend your knees and look up. And then straighten your legs and look through. Bend your knees and look up. Straighten and look through. Bend your knees and look up. Straighten the legs. Keep your back flat. And then inhale, reach up with the left arm and lower. And then reach up with the right arm and lower. Left arm and lower and right arm and lower. And then heel toe your feet together. Bend your knees, bring your ribs to your thighs, feet and hands to the floor. Slowly bring yourself up. And then you can come on down onto your mat. If you'd like to bring some cushioning down, you can do that. But you can prepare for Shavasana. So as you bring yourself back down onto your mat, take a few deep breaths in and out to let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. And just begin to relax your legs. And relax your hips. Relax the belly. into your chest. Relax your shoulders and your neck. Relax the skin on your face and your scalp. Rest here for a bit. Place yourself outside the frenzied pace of life. Slow down long enough to appreciate birds in flight, water drops like prisms in the glass, and countless shades of green. Step off the fast track and listen to the sound of breath and bird song. Take a moment to just be, and in the being, know the whole of this creation. Mystery and madness, passion and profanity. Know it all as one stunning tapestry. Be still, and the thin line between sacred and profane simply fades away. There is nothing then to reconcile. All the disparate threads are woven on the loom of life. Sit here for a bit, and your unique place in the pattern becomes clear. Take the still point with you when it's time to walk away. Make the choice to see affinity, to watch the picture taking shape as threads join thread. Dare to be the weaver and the loom, creator and creation, the sower of the sown. In the moment of stillness, all that came before is seen as one. And now you can begin to bring some movement back into your body. Draw your knees in towards your chest. And then slowly roll onto your right side and pause there for a moment. And take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in and a long, slow, complete breath out. And press yourself up to come and sit in Sukhasana. And then as you bring your hands to the center of your chest, lower your head, reminding us to surrender the busy thinking mind to the wisdom and intuition that resides in the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste.